Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Coffee Corner. Today we're going to talk about holidays. Shake. So, are you okay? You okay? Okay. So, Mr. Bob, do you like holidays? You like holidays? You can high five. Do you hate holidays? You hate holidays? You high five. Okay, so I guess he doesn't have any opinion about holidays, but I do. I do. It is a very difficult topic for me to do because personally I don't like holidays and it's been years and I don't really have much to say about it. However, I think it's worth talking about it because Chinese New Year is coming and my anxiety is coming soon too. And every time my parents mention about holidays, I just feel like, oh my God, and just want to kill myself at that moment. Can we not talk about holidays? I feel I haven't done anything yet. And then I'm already a year older. So that is why I want to do this topic, but I also feel like it is very difficult for me to do it. Anyway, so let's talk about why I hate holidays. Well, yeah, I'm going to start from there. The reason I hate holidays is basically from my family and friends. Not friends, like people, other people, let's say that. So I don't know about you guys. My parents fought and argued a lot before holidays. And I understand there's a lot of stress and pressure and anxiety there as well when they were planning to celebrate New Year's. There were a lot of things to do. I mean, I was a kid, right? So there's not much I could help with. But if they told me, I probably would do my best to help them. But the thing is, they always thought I was a kid, so they didn't want me to help anything because that would be like the opposite what they wanted. Anyway, so they argued a lot, and then they will always thought about your idea was really bad, then you should not do that. But the other person would be like, my idea was the best, and then you should listen to me. That's when argument started. So I still remember one year they were really fighting over a bag of flour because my mom wanted my dad to buy a bag of flour, but then my dad said, "Well, wait." And then my mom said, "Well, you can't wait because New Year's coming. We're gonna get that done as soon as possible. What if the store will be closed and then you didn't have any? You don't get a chance to buy it?" Then my dad said, "Don't worry about that." Then they had argument about that. And then the other day, my mom went to get a bag of flour. Good, because in her mind she thought if you didn't do it and then if you don't do it I'll do it, right? It's not a big deal. But my dad didn't like it. My dad was more like, I told you not to do it, then you should not do it because it's up to me. I'm the chef. I should decide when to buy, what to buy. So my dad didn't like my mom's option about the bag of flour, and he said to her that that was a bad choice, that you should not do that because I never liked the brand of flour, so on and so forth. So they had a huge argument about that. But to me, I felt like, why are you guys fighting over a bag of flour? It's really just nonsense. If you don't like it, that's fine. Go buy another bag of flour. And plus, this brand or that brand, it really doesn't matter. I don't see any difference or I don't taste any difference between this one and that one. But I guess at that moment, you really just care about every single detail about the holiday because all you want is to have a perfect holiday for everybody. But to achieve the perfect holiday, and then you want to make sure everything follows what you plan. When it's off the track, then you just get intimidated. You feel like, oh, okay, no, I'm gonna get nervous because everything is not go as I plan. Then the holiday is gonna be f***ed up. So that is how they felt about it. And also that happened to me when I grew older, and then I also wanted to plan everything perfectly so I can just do everything according to my plans. But the problem is, life happens and then it's not going to do whatever you want, right? It's not going to follow your path. And then the only solution is to just let it go and understand life happens and then let it go. But they did not understand that part, so there were a lot of fights and arguments. I really hate when people fight, and I just don't know how to deal with it, how to react to those fights. And I hate confrontation because my parents would ask, who do you think is right? And I'm like, I don't want to I don't want to pick a side. I think both of you are not correct about that, and I think you guys should just chill out and then move on. But of course, as a kid, you can't really do that because your parents want you to pick a side. Anyway, so that is my first reason that I hate holidays. I mean, I still don't like it now because every time when I video call them, and then they will still be arguing over the phone, and they'll be like, "Oh, your mom said this, it's just nonsense." And my mom said, "Yeah, just ignore what your dad said. We were supposed to do this, but he said that was a bad idea. No, we should have done that." So a lot of things I just feel like, I can't be home and I want to enjoy every moment of talking to you guys, but then it's just fight there. So it just makes me nervous. Yeah. Another one, funny to say that, it is peer pressure. All your friends, elementary school friends, middle school friends, high school friends, normally would come from same hometown. So when you go back and you're gonna meet them, or your parents are going to talk about them, and then you will have the kid from your neighbor, right, saying that, "Oh, look at Emily, she's so good, and she's got a boyfriend, and then her boyfriend is really good, he's doing this, is from, let's say, the Ivy school or something like that. And what do you have? I have nothing." Right. And other things will be like, "Oh, she went to a great school and then she did really well. And then she started to have her own business and she's making how much money. And what do you have? I have nothing." So I almost feel like I'm a loser during holidays. I'm the worst one during holidays compared to my peers and to my fellows. To my fellows? Yeah, to my peers. So I feel like, well, why do I do that? I don't know. I think this is maybe a cultural thing. I talked to my friend here. She seemed like she didn't have that kind of worries or concerns or any kind of stories about that. But it's in Asian culture, I would say that. And I talked to a couple of my Korean and Japanese friends, and that happened to them occasionally, especially Korean friend. And she said, of course, you're gonna get compared with other kids, and yeah, and it's what's the word, inevitable. So if you remember the episode I did about comparison, yeah, that is what's going on. It's not up to you. You're gonna get compared, no matter what. So that's another thing I don't like when it comes to holidays, because I feel I'm a loser during the holidays. Another reason is I feel like left behind. I feel left behind or ignored. So when it comes to holidays, I'm never the attention, which is not what I want anyway. But sometimes you feel like, wow, I'm a kid. I should get special treat or something like that. But in my family, our tradition is not about kids. Our tradition is about seniors. So everything will be about my grandparents and parents, not parents, grandparents, or our other relatives. So for me, I just need to be a good daughter or a good kid. I didn't like it. I mean, I'm always a good kid, but I don't want to behave. Like they ask me to act or behave during holidays, to say, well, call your aunt, call your uncle, send messages, do that, do this. And then I always wondered, why do I have to start this? Why can't other people do this? And then my mom said, because you're a kid. But when it comes to friends or people who are younger than me, then I feel like, okay, so I'm still the one who started the conversation. I'm still the one who started to send messages first. Why didn't they do that first so I can respond to their messages? So at that moment, I felt like I was really left behind, and I feel like nobody cared about me. And when you have that kind of feeling like nobody cared about you, then you start to feel like, yeah, then I don't care about holidays, and I don't care about anyone. So yeah, I hate holidays. And that is another reason that I don't like holidays. So another one is something funny. I put my notes here. It says not improving. That's hard part. Like after a year, how much have you accomplished? That is always the question I ask myself. But it is a question I ask the most when it comes to holidays, because people will ask that question to you too. So I feel like I'm growing older, but I really don't think I've accomplished a lot. And I feel like I look at other people, I'll come back to comparison, right? When it comes to New Year, then you would think about what you've done during the year, throughout the year, and you feel like you don't like your job, or you don't like your school, or you're not having a good time at university, college, or at work, and then you didn't get promotion, you didn't get raise, you didn't have more friends, or you didn't even have a boyfriend, girlfriend, you're not going to get married, and you don't have a kids yet. So all sorts of things feel like you are just not improving. The only thing that has improved is your age. And that is it. And it's terrifying. Like I feel like, wow, the older I grow, the fewer chances I will get in the future, because it's all about young people. Well, you look at those, I've seen people like 12, 12, 14 or something doing YouTube, doing 小红书, and I'm like, and they have a lot of views and fans. I'm scared. Like I feel like I'm an ant there. So anyway, I just feel like, after a year, I didn't do much. And that also comes down to my resolution or my review of the year. Because every time when I review a whole year, and I felt like, wow, okay, such a loser, back to the loser topic. I didn't accomplish a lot, and I feel like I did nothing. And I was just trying to, wing it throughout the year. So yeah, that is another reason that I don't like holidays, because I don't want to face that I accomplished nothing. So trying to avoid everything. That is my personality. Yeah. Another one, last one, is about privacy and personal life. I feel like my personal life was intruded by other people. I'm very a private person. I don't like when people talk about my personal life, or even I don't like to share my personal life with other people. And that is why when it comes to small talks, I hate when they talk about their husbands, what they've done, what they feel, on Teams, because I don't want to know your personal life, and I hope you don't ask me about that as well. So okay, that is another topic. So come back to my holiday hatred topic is, when you go back to your hometown and then people will ask you about your personal life, how much do you make? What kind of job are you doing right now? And do you have a boyfriend, girlfriend? Do you have a wife and husband? Are you married? Do you have kids? Why not? There are millions of questions that have nothing to do with them, but they want to know. And the difficult part is, for me, I can't not answer those questions, because my mom will say something like, and then she always wants me to kind of fabric the fact, so to save her face. It's not like, I want to be honest that I'm not doing what they thought I was doing, but then my mom said, yeah, don't say that, you can just say this. And I hate lying to people, and I'm not a good liar, and to be quite honest, and that is another reason that I can't do sponsorship, because I can't just say something. I just can't say that everything is all good, 100% good. Yeah, trust me. I'm not good at that. So anyway, I feel like my personal life has to be mine, that it has nothing to do with you. And you have no right and no need to know my personal life, let alone judging my life choices there. But they will be like, oh, why do you choose to do that? Oh, okay. And that is another reason that I didn't or haven't shared my channel with anyone I know, because I don't want people to judge me. I'm a very private person. I just want people to leave me alone. So when it comes to holidays, of course, people are not going to leave you alone, right? And now, why do I still hate holidays? The reason is very simple now, because I'm in another country. I haven't celebrated Chinese New Year for 9 years. For exactly 9 years. Yes. Uh, yeah. Mm, sorry. I feel like Chinese New Year is really far away from me, and also because I don't have many Chinese friends here, that makes everything even more difficult to remind myself it's holiday, because I got no one to celebrate New Year. So and then every time when I talk to my parents, and they will be like, "Oh, this is the seventh year, and this is the eighth year." And then last week, my mom just said, "Well, this is the ninth year that you're not with us." So that makes me. It's not like I hate holidays, like I really hate it. It's more like, because I can't really celebrate with them, and everyone is sad, then I don't want to feel sad. So I decide to hate holidays to protect myself, right? I don't want to get hurt. That's a human nature, right? You don't want to get hurt. The way to get away from being hurt is to hate it, right? The best defense is offense. Well, yeah. Okay. So that is a major reason that I don't really like holidays, especially Chinese New Year right now. Not because I don't love it, and just because I can't celebrate it. That will make my life so much easier. And plus, almost all Chinese New Year fell in my work days, and I don't get a chance to take days off to celebrate holidays. And I can't really take days off because then it means you won't get paid. Adulting is difficult, right? You have to think about your life and your living as well. So yeah, and that is why now I don't like holidays. And I just realized that reason this year. I miss my parents a lot. I missed all the traditional Chinese holidays. I miss them a lot. I miss that people could get a chance to celebrate with their family members and eat traditional food. Even you don't like it, I still miss that. But now I can't really do that. So instead of missing it, I'll just hate them all. Yeah, that is the reason. Back to your opinions, I posted these questions last week asking what you think about holidays. Do you like holidays? And I've got quite interesting answers. And for the poll, I have the number about almost 68% of you guys like holidays, which made me really happy because there's still hope, people still like holidays. I've got a 208 votes. So 68%, almost 68% of you guys like holidays, and 32% of you guys decided to not like holiday or chose the hate holidays. So no. There are some reasons for people who like holidays, and I've got a few answers there. And some of these says that they just enjoy holidays. I think they think holidays are very bright and warm, and that is why they like them. Another reason is they can have fun with their friends, hang out with their friends. And that is part of the reason I don't like holidays, because I don't really have friends to celebrate those kind of holidays. So anyway, another reason is they like that kind of warmth atmosphere, and then they feel like they're being embraced by holidays, and it just all the spirit there is kind of uplifting. So that is why they like holidays. Another reason is because they don't want to stay in school. So holidays, of course, good. So they get a chance to get away from school and then get a chance to have fun. And I totally understand that part too. And there are some reasons that they don't like holidays. And one of the reasons is, so someone says it's only of formality, and then you have to do this. So there's a to-do list for your holidays. You have to do this to make it a holiday. Like, yes. And I guess that's why that is the reason. Another one is they don't like the dining culture, right? So when it's holidays, people will smoke and drink a lot at the table. They don't care if you like it or not, then they're gonna just do it anyway. And especially if you're a girl or you're a kid, and your opinions are sometimes definitely not important. I would say that. If I'm wrong, correct me. Another one here, it says they just don't like people. There are too many people everywhere and they want to be quiet. And that is another reason that I actually don't like holidays. I hate so many people. People make me anxious. So when it comes to holidays, I don't know why. There are so many of them. And then, yeah, anyway, so that is it. But she or he didn't mention that she didn't like or he didn't like many people part, but she or he does like the feeling of holidays. So yeah, very complicated too. And I've got a few answers saying that it's quite complicated. It's sometimes like it, sometimes not, or they have kind of both feelings about holidays, but I totally understand that. So anyway, I hope, I planned the whole talk, but then figure out I had nothing to really talk about. They are important. I understand that, but I just don't I like the days off. I do like the part of having holidays because then you have days off, you can relax, do whatever you want. I think I just don't like the celebrating part. I don't like that people have to get together, people have to do this, and people have to celebrate. And otherwise, then you are having bad holidays. I have this colleague, and then she always asks me about, what about your Christmas? What are you going to do for Christmas? Um, I don't really celebrate Christmas, and I don't want to feel like if I don't do it, then I'm the weirdo, and then people will go, oh, why not? And then I don't like that feeling. So that is something I feel about holidays. I just want to be like a normal person and enjoy my days off and do whatever I want, and that is how I celebrate holidays. I don't want to be purposely put out there to celebrate holidays. Okay, so I asked two questions to my best friend. So I text her, I said, okay, can you do me a favor to do that? She said, of course. So she's really professional. When I asked her, can you just record yourself and answer those two questions? First is, how do you think about holiday? How do you feel about holidays? Do you like it or not? And the second question is, what do you think or how do you feel about people who don't like holidays? Then she did this. She did this recording for me, and because she's not Chinese, and so all the holidays she was talking about are Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthday, so nothing about Chinese holidays, but it's a different perspective to see how she thinks about holidays. So as we are finishing up this video, I will just put her recording right here and enjoy her opinions on holidays, and then I'll see you next time. Bye.
How do you feel about holidays? Do you like them or not? I grew up not really liking holidays. I didn't really appreciate being the center of attention on my birthday, for instance. And because both of my parents worked long hours at retail jobs, Christmas was always a stressful time for our family. But as an adult, I've really come to enjoy the holidays and create new traditions for myself. As an example, I love gift shopping for others. And for several years, I was a member of a community choir, which always put on a big holiday show with all sorts of fantastic music from different traditions. So I've learned that the holidays are really about what you make of them. How do you feel about those who don't like holidays? Well, again, I know from personal experience that a person's formative years growing up with certain holidays and holiday traditions can really impact how they feel about holidays as an adult. So I say live and let live. As in, if people don't enjoy holidays, that's okay. I think all I would ask is if people do enjoy celebrating holidays, to simply let them. How people celebrate and what they celebrate is personal to them.